Welcome back to the G.B.B, guys. Jay once again. Joining me on this one is Shan. Shans, what up?
What's up?
Guys, Manchester United versus Juventus in the Champions League has ended 1-0 with a loss for Manchester United. This was a game that we said before in the preview that was going to be very important for probably Jose moving forward. And the result and the performance pretty much summed up what we're going to be like in Europe and what we're like up against these big teams. Juve dominated the game, start to finish. Manchester United had a little bit of fight in the second half. But at the end of the day, they controlled the tempo of the game. They controlled the ball. And they pretty much moved it around as they wished. And there was a couple of times watching the game when Paul Pogba was just running from left to right, left to right, left to right. And Juve, obviously a team with a lot of quality. We spoke about that before. And they're a team that, unlike most of the teams that have beaten us this season, they're a team that's probably on par with value. The type of players that they've got in their squad and the ability that those players have, obviously was too much for us. Yes, the scoreline was only 1-0. I don't think that Juve got out of first gear, really. I think they were pretty much toying with us for most of the game. Dybala was absolutely on point, testing our defense, dragged Lindelof a couple of times out of position. But even that being said, Lindelof was probably one of our best players. And before the game, we had said that this was an opportunity for Pogba to show his class. I don't think he did. Shans, what was your take on the game, bruh?
I know we played bad in the first half, which has really become a repetitive statement, but it seems to be the way at the moment. That being said, I really think that this match was a battle of two defenses. Ours, not so great, honestly. There were silly mistakes made to let them slip in, and players were being pulled out of position and arguing over where they should be in the strategy. And on the other side, Juventus, Chiellini put on an absolute masterclass. Him and Bonucci. Just everywhere they needed to be, solid in the back. I think it's a game that Juve would win no matter which team is in front of them on the occasion. So, a bad result, but we need the next wins in the Champions League. And hopefully this doesn't hurt us in our Premier League match coming up.
Yeah, well, in the Champions League alone, Valencia and Young Boys drew. So that's good for both us and Juve. So we still sit second, even after that loss. We still sit second in the group. And we need to go to Valencia and get a result. We need to play Young Boys at home and get a result. If we can do that, we can go on to the round of 16. Unfortunately, what this game confirms, for me at least, is that United are no longer a big team in Europe. With Juve coming in, we said there was going to be a big test, and we failed that test. Let's completely be honest. Again, only a 1-0 scoreline, but they could have had way more had it not been for the big man in between the sticks, De Gea. There was a lot of opportunities. Dybala was too much for us to handle. Ronaldo had, a few flashes, and he played the ball in for Dybala to finish. Cuadrado got into the end of that one, but couldn't put it away. But our defensive structure, when Smalling went in for that tackle against Cuadrado to stop the cross, pretty much Dybala was standing on the penalty spot by himself. Our defenders weren't there. They weren't in the right place. And like you were saying, they ended up arguing about the positioning between Matic and Lindelof, getting dragged out of position by Dybala. And that's what it is. We got guys that are still needing to learn positions and movement and things like that. And like you say, you got Chiellini and you got Bonucci at the back for Juve. And then throw into the mix their wingbacks, which in Sandro is outstanding. And Cancelo, who's, I thought, both of those players we were in for, or there was rumors in the market that we were looking to sign either or one of those at least. I think we would have been a different team had they been wearing red shirts and going against Juve. Unfortunately, the lack of investment, which we come back to again, and the lack of trust in Jose to buy the players that he wanted is obviously showing. The problem is going to be if in January we still don't get the players in that he needs to build a team to get success, then what's the reason in persisting with this? If they're not going to back him, then why keep him around? Because all we're doing is sitting in 10th in the Premier League. Yes, we're second in the Champions League, but we don't look like we're going to get close to it this season. A draw against Valencia. Yes, we beat Young Boys, but we expected to beat Young Boys. So, and a loss to Juve says that, United aren't the juggernauts of Europe that we used to be. Shans, anything else you want to add just to that? I know it's been pretty negative, but anything else to add? Maybe a positive?
Well, the positive for us was David De Gea's performance, because he had double saves, triple saves in that match. That save against Ronaldo's shot was absolutely marvelous. Cat-like reflex, strong on the ball, got it out, and really saved our hides on what could have been a real pantsing with Juve. So, David De Gea, again, star man for United.
Yeah. It's sad to say. So our goalkeeper is our best player, not the biggest signing in the world in the Premier League in Pogba, not the next biggest signing in Lukaku, not Martial, not all these other players with so much potential. The goalkeeper is still our focus, and I think we need to give him something to want to be here for, because otherwise he's just the only man that stands up and represents. And then what does he want to be here to constantly be having to save our backsides? You don't want to be in a team when you're always the one that's dependent on solely, and you're in the back line. There's too many players and there's too many big names on that pitch, and players with potential for it to always come down to De Gea. And Lindelof had probably one of his best games. He was probably our best player on the pitch, in the outfield at least. But it's not good enough, because when you say that Lukaku was on the field, when you say that Pogba was on the field, when you say that Rashford, Martial, all these players are there, they've got to give more. They've got to give more. I don't know what this means for Jose's job, because I had said previously that there was two games that mattered, and it was Valencia and Juve. We drew with one and we've lost to one. It might be the return fixtures that determine what's going to happen with this, but it doesn't look good. And like I say, it's either invest and trust in him and show him that you back him, or cut the cord. Guys, we're going to leave it there. We're going to be doing a preview for Everton coming up shortly. I want to thank Shans for joining me on this one. Guys, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and follow. Check us out on all our social media platforms, and we'll check you in the next one. Shot.